What's up, Fire Nation? It's your boy Rico, along with my little big cousin G Baby and our boy Raul, the Zookeeper, and we are the Friendly Fire Podcast, the hottest podcast on either side of the Mississippi. Episode 32, baby.
32.
Shaq Diesel,
Magic Johnson.
One of his numbers. Everybody,
10 numbers.
The Shacties.
How y'all doing today, fellas? Wellness check.
Doing good, sore, a little tired. Fighting off
fighting-
the good fight. You already know, in these streets.
Flu game
on
G-Baby.
swole, you know.
How you doing with the fuchsia?
Good, yeah. All future.
Talk to me, yeah. Boy
Yeah.
came in fresh, glowing.
Yes,
Was like,
sir.
hey, yeah, I'm late. So what? You should be honored by my
Hat
lateness.
matched the pants, matched the shoes.
We almost
Yeah.
changed the mics.
Right. I need to borrow the
No,
purple
it
for
is.
the night.
You lead, bro. My bad. You got this. For the most part, we have a fairly light-hearted episode. We do have some stuff we need to talk about. It's kind of serious, but it's gonna be definitely more entertainment and sports related because there hasn't been a whole bunch that went down this week. But let's open up with the question of the day, fellas. Do you guys believe that Twitter specifically has ruined the music experience?
As to what effect?
Has it changed how people can absorb and listen to music and have a respect for it?
Somewhat, because I mean, obviously everyone has like an opinion,
Mhm.
especially with Twitter and everyone can see it. So sometimes an album will come out at midnight. I won't even know. I'll wake up and then I see everyone like either shitting on the album or talking like it's the greatest album of all
piece. Like,
time.
bro, I got work in the morning. Y'all already typed out think pieces.
And it's never oh, it was a solid 7-8 album. No, it's either the greatest album of all time or the worst album never be released.
No in between.
People love to throw that mid as a person who does and is trying to stop. It's like they're so quick
Hi,
to
my
throw
name
it
is G
away.
Baby.
I have a problem. But no, it's just because like with Twitter, everybody has an opinion.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't, as much as you want to filter away from it, it's like you can't filter out the world.
Yeah.
Like something's gonna get through the crack at some point.
And especially with Twitter, everyone like I was talking to someone. I like stopped using Clubhouse for that reason. Either everyone has an LLC or everyone has a degree in psychiatry.
Or
There's
Bitcoin
no in
or
between. There's no in between everyone on Clubhouse. I was like, damn, there's this many rich people in the world.
Basically, Clubhouse gave Twitter niggas a voice.
Yeah.
It was just like, now I can, instead of the 280 characters, now I can speak out everything that I've been thinking.
Sometimes you shouldn't speak out everything you've been thinking. In most cases, you should. That's why
As
you
somebody
think
who
shit.
speaks out everything that they be thinking.
Oh, no, I be thinking like, damn, who am I going to offend? Can I take that? I can hold that. I'll take that on the chin. Charge it to the game.
Charge to the game. I want to say yes to a certain extent, like you said, because and it's very funny because a lot of these hip hop Twitter pages are run by white people, and they always have certain like opinions on what may be considered from the minority masses as a classic. They'll no, this is mid. This I expect more from him. This, that, and the third, and it's like. You don't relate to what he or she may have been talking about.
And it's always like political game as well.
Yes.
Like Pitchfork, I guess like has beef with I know everyone hates when I talk about Kanye. I always
go ahead.
That's what I know. But
it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Loose one.
But like Pitchfork gave him like a 3 or something, and they gave for Donda.
Really?
And 3 out of 10, and they gave
y'all called me a hater.
Yeah. And they gave that Peppa Pig album 7 or something.
It's clearly racism.
So it's like, obviously no one's gonna take that to heart, but still, it's like everyone has like political alliances as well.
No, there was even one guy I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but they were saying like, oh, this is like literally the title of the article was basically just like how much of a trash artist this guy was. And there was like, and everybody was kind of like, this got to have some racist undertones because there's no way, there's no reason for you to come at him this hard with the review in the title.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
I mean, it's plain as day when Kendrick didn't win that Grammy. It's plain as day.
Okay, yeah.
Like, come on. Like,
Macklemore, that was his
that
year.
all right. Come on.
I'm going to pop some tags.
But then, like, with Twitter, too, it makes, like, everybody think they have a shot. And you can't kill...
Everybody's an expert.
Right, I'm not going to kill nobody's dream, but, like, as far as the music, it's like, you remember the yodeling kid?
Mm-hmm.
Dude got a be having concerts, and he's on Young Thug.
He performed at Coachella.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, off of Twitter, hyping that up.
He did Old Town Road, remember?
You see what I'm saying?
He was one of the 58 remixes.
His bars was kind of tight.
Yeah,
But I'm like, you see how easy, like you can make that pee pee poo poo song.
Mhm.
Dude probably got paid off of that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like you have people on Twitter that are gonna share, like, look at how far music has fallen, and then you have kids that are, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. You see what I'm saying? So it's like
with NBA Youngboy and
Youngboy Better ratio,
Playboy
Youngboy
Cardi
Better.
and stuff. It's the same thing.
And we even talked about the damage to that though, because you get somebody like a Playboy Cardi or somebody maybe on his team that sees his name constantly trending and think that they're bigger than what they are.
Right.
And then you realize, oh, I can't sell out the All-State Arena.
Yeah.
I probably need to go to a club or something and blow that out the park.
Yeah, small theater. Or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, and same thing. Or like people in public would be like, "Dang, you listen to Bad Baby."
Mm-hmm.
But her shit be going crazy. I'm not gonna lie. She got good music.
See, you like what
I
you
ain't
like.
gonna front.
Honestly, you like what you like.
But like no one's gonna. I'm not gonna tweet that like, yo, listen to that fire
Right.
Bad Baby
Yeah.
type thing. So Complex isn't gonna push it.
Nah.
Or like Bleacher Report. Sometimes they'll put like half of Bleacher Report is sports, the other half is Drake.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Trey
I was like,
spotted here and
He
doing
was,
this.
yeah, he high-fived LeBron.
Yeah.
He got to make a whole article about their
and
relationship
it's
since
like, what,
2008.
it's like, what does he have to do with sports? Like, yeah, he sits courtside every game, but you know.
Yeah.
Or
So does
like-
every other celebrity.
Yeah.
You know,
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, like
40
nobody has,
years
yeah.
he's been doing it.
Literally. He's seen everything. Because that actually leads to my next, I guess, part of the question. In regards to places like Complex, freaking whoever academics was doing the thing.
They
like,
were with Complex.
Well, it was with Complex, but like his like, I guess, tree or tier of it, has that also ruined hip hop? That now people who don't do music,
Or,
which
I mean, that's always been a thing. Type
because
thing.
it's the same with sports.
That was just
Stephen
about
A.
to
Smith
say
has
that.
never been a professional athlete, but he has an opinion, and
Yeah.
to some people, his word is bond.
He at least played college though.
Yeah. So well, I
And he's
think
around
I
even
though it
think
was
that's
a
the
low
thing
team.
because it's like Greg Popovich never played professional sports, and he's regarded sometimes the greatest coach of all time. So you can't sit there and say he doesn't know basketball when he clearly knows basketball. So when somebody like, and this isn't to necessarily knock on DJ Academics, but to my knowledge, he doesn't have any mixtapes, no music worth listening to.
Well, he does have music, but
But it's like
it's now it
you
was
feel
like
me?
trolling music.
Yeah, so it's like just the stuff like that also ruined the music experience because it's like if you're waiting for a Complex article or whoever else, Lemonade, Lyrical Lemonade, who is dope. They do a real good job of amping up artists. So shout out to Lyrical Lemonade. But even them,
Shout out to
like,
Cole.
shout
Cole
out
used to
him.
follow me on Twitter and Instagram before he popped off.
Oh wow!
And as soon as he popped off, he
was tired of saying Yo
unfollowed me.
Husky. He was like,
damn.
he's not diversifying. We would have had the podcast 2 years earlier.
Yeah.
He was the
man.
Wesley Snipes meme, crying, look, unfollowed.
Fact,
But yeah, like
Follow me.
even stuff like that, like Lyrical Lemonade, to some people, Cole Bennett's word is bond in regards to who's a hot artist.
Yeah.
Does that also ruin the music experience? Because it kind of like, I feel like it can kind of distort what, because you like think about the Source back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Folks was ready to kill people overnight getting half a mic.
Yeah.
Right.
Like people like Eminem like went at
Well, 'cause they were
Benzino for the
bashing
longest.
Him. He was bashing him like crazy. It didn't even. It wasn't even a music magazine no more.
Yeah.
It was just like this guy way better than Eminem.
Yeah.
This guy way better than Eminem.
But yeah, like
It was
even
alright.
So yeah, so it's like when like political, like when Charlemagne used to shit on Drake.
and it was just like, why,
And he
bro?
used
Like,
to
what do you
shit-
get from this?
It got to a point where he brought DMX on just to ask him, like, because he knew DMX didn't like Drake.
At the time,
and he
yeah.
literally just brought DMX to be like, why don't you like Drake?
Yeah.
And then just so DMX could shit on him and be like, see if a legend agrees with
Yeah.
me, type thing.
But that's how he gets his rocks off. That's how he
Yeah.
builds his career.
Mm-hmm.
You look where he's at now.
Yeah,
because
very,
of
very
it.
much so. But that was kind of like, does hip hop, I guess, media in regards to, like I said, the complexes, the Breakfast Club, Lyrical Lemonade to us, even though like I said, that's one of the more positive aspects of it. Does that also ruin or does it amplify the music experience? Because if you don't take the chance to fully absorb something yourself, but Cole Bennett says he gets like the album a week early, so he gives his review the day before it drops. Now you already, Cole likes this, so it's got to be great.
Yeah.
And in real life, may not be your cup of tea, but you already got in your head, so and so
and
likes
then,
this.
yeah, and then you're like, damn, if Cole, like maybe I gotta listen to it 3 more times.
Yeah,
Because Cole liked it, and I usually like what Cole likes. So
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. So since music is more subjective than sports, because sports you could actually look at numbers.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some things like hustle and stuff that
Yeah.
you can't put into sport that don't go on the stat sheet.
Yeah.
But more or less, you could kind of be like, okay, well, these are the numbers. to
It's a
back me
math.
up.
It's the actual math
Right.
to
Type
it.
thing.
Yeah.
And in music, there's numbers, but they could be
you don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Especially if you got bots just downloading your thing, like.
Because Justin Bieber and them got in trouble for that when they were like, "Yo, hop on it."
They was begging niggas so we can outstream Roddy Ricch.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez did the same thing.
I'm like, all right, Selena Gomez. All right, this ain't 2009.
Yeah, like, come on now. All right, what's the way really plays?
But yeah, so it's like one of those things with music where it gets tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's just any time in business and people have an opinion on something, it's gonna be something.
Yeah, Fire Nation, let us know what y'all think about that, because I think it's a slippery slope to. It's one of those things where you somebody maybe ends up with too much of an influence, because when it's just showing love to Chicago artists or to underground artists, then it's cool. But then when all of a sudden you blow up and now it's your word is now officially bond, so it's like even you saying it wasn't my cup of tea is literally, oh, this guy was trash. Oh, so Zeus said this guy was trash. He has a blue check mark.
It's verified Clout. That blue check mark speaks a lot. That's
the worst thing.
That's a purple heart, bro. Like, oh, you're verified on Twitter. In wild ass Twitter, you the man in Twitter.
Yeah,
that's what that blue check gives you.
I've
people
really
gotta respect it.
I've looked at verified people, like, why, like,
people will drop their links. They'll argue with you just for the sake of you to argue back because you got a blue check. I told you the same thing.
You're your homeboy, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I got the thing from Corday and I was all cool. He liked it. And I was like, what am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
It's just one
life. Not going to frame it, but your homeboy literally wakes up to choose violence just so with a different blue check.
Just so they can DM him and be like, yo, leave me alone. Then you, look at this nigga. Yeah. Look, he bogus. I ain't even say nothing, but you just spent 72 weeks trying to get this nigga to respond to you.
Does everything end up just going back to Clout at the end of it all?
It does.
Oh, 100%.
Everything.
Everything's Clout.
That's crazy.
No.
Like, it's crazy what you can boil down something as complicated as music to. Like, music is such a craft and such a whatever. And then, like, especially like you talking about with the internet, it all just Clout. Yeah. Just after all of that,
what would you do for it? The girl super glued her hair to. You see what I'm saying?
Got a whole sponsorship out for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even we can go into our serious topic, the Philly thing with old girl.
Oh yeah.
Clout.
Just to
that's Clout. Look at this. This is wild. The subway is wild.
Yeah, that's
wild.
Would
you like to?
All right, so let me pull it up real quick.
Yes,
but dangerous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Ever since everybody got a camera.
So in Philadelphia, this past on Wednesday. So for more than 40 minutes, a woman was harassed by a stranger on a public transit train in Philadelphia and then raped while bystanders held up their phones, seemingly to record the assault. That's what police said. And the attack happened on Wednesday night. And that's just insane. Just that alone. Even you don't really have to.
Yeah. Like, you don't even need to know what exact. But see, that's one of those things where I'm all for minding my own business. But once literal rape starts to happen, you would think certain things are off the table with minding your own business. Right. Because people get catcalled all the time. Yeah. That's something you can't really control. I'm not going to fight somebody else for catcalling you. Right. But when it gets to, it's literally physical at that point. Yeah. Because then you feel like a hero because you recorded it. So now it's like, oh, I have evidence that he did it. So there's 12 other people that could have quadruple teamed this nigga and got him up out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things where once it gets to that point, you have to, even if you're going to get your ass beat, and you're the only, it's like, I'm not going to stand there and just watch someone get raped or someone get assaulted. I remember one time I was in
especially as an adult.
Yeah.
It's different as a kid. It's
nobody has any power to do nothing. But I mean, you got to do something.
What were you saying?
No, you're good. Yeah, one time I was at this ice cream shop, Michoacana, in Cicero, and I was in line, and behind me was like, this girl was 13, 14, at max she was 15, and the guy behind her, he was in his 30s, maybe early 40s, but he was at least in the mid 30s, and he was like flirting with her, and I was hearing it. I think I had it was like winter time as well, and I had like my hoodie on or whatever. And I always have my hoodie on even in summer. Yeah. But yeah, and so I guess he didn't realize I was paying attention or anything. And I was just like, and he was flirting with her, and he was like trying to get her number and stuff. And he told her, I mean, she told him no. It was in Spanish too. Yeah. She just told him no like the first time. And I was like, all right, she told him no, like whatever. Like, I'm not gonna make a big fuss. I'm just trying to get my ice cream, get out. And but then he's like, oh, you know, come on. He's like, I could walk you home, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, like the second time, leaning into the third time, 'cause she had already said no again.
Yeah.
And like, he was gonna, I like just turned around. I was just like I said todo bien, so which means like everything's okay.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, she like, you know, obviously she gave me that look.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I just told him like, you're with her, like, you know her, and he's like, oh no. And then he stopped talking to her the whole time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it's like a small thing you could do.
Yeah.
But you know, it puts you into that effect where it's like you have to do something. It's like a little girl. And and I hate before I used to be one of these people. It would be like, well, think about your sister, think about your mom, think about your grandma, think about your aunt, whatever, your best friend that's a girl or whatever. But it shouldn't even be to that point. Like if I was just born without like any female members in my family, as in like I was raised by my dad or just raised solo, like something tragic happened or something.
You gotta do something.
You're a human.
You're still a human. They're still a person. They're still a person. Same thing if it was like a 10-year-old boy or a 12-year-old boy and like some older dude, same thing, or older women.
Like, oh, that's none of my business. Like,
it's like you have to. It's like it doesn't hurt. It doesn't. You don't have to pay anything. To step in. It's like
because then all that happens is, oh well, I wish I would have did something, but I'm glad I caught it on tape.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about you catching it on tape.
Words ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But like you said, once it got physical, like there should have been some sort of physical response, especially on a train.
Yeah.
It only take one person. You might just have to, cut it out, and somebody else will step in.
Because folks don't get bread until they see the first person take that step. So it's like if everybody's waiting for everybody's waiting for everybody else to take that first step.
Yeah. It's the good person's test. Like you test how good a person is by if they put their grocery card away.
Really?
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
It's the most.
Wait,
if you don't
teach the Fiya Nation.
So the good person test is when you go to the grocery store and you take lights out.
Oh damn, I gotta pay the bills.
Anyway, it's when you go to the grocery store and unload your cart, and you're supposed to put it back because it doesn't cost you anything. It's not energy exerting. It's to help out the next man, to get it out the street. You grab this cart, you shopped with it. The least you should do is put it back. Those things are everywhere. It ain't like it's a long distance. If you don't, it's like you couldn't do this.
You went out your way.
You went out your way to not be a good person. That's the smallest thing you could have done as good person, and you couldn't even do that.
Because it's not like you have to take it. You parked a
next
mile
to
away.
it.
You have to,
and you leave it in the middle of the street. It's
they're like every 40 feet. There's like maybe like every 10 car spaces, and then there's one.
I never heard. That's dope though. To think about, because it's like it's
the smallest.
Simple.
It's so you don't have to give nobody money. Nothing changes, and it's the smallest bit of karma.
It's like human decency.
It's just basic human. Just okay. I can do that.
Like
saying bless you.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you a dime. Bless you. Bless you. They don't say thank you. At least you.
Literally, atheists say bless you.
Yeah, it's like you.
It's just like something you just say.
It's just something you say. It's like
that's it. It's that little bit of comfort in this cold ass world. That little bit of comfort.
So when it comes, and then we can get off of this because, like I said, it is a little dark. But when it comes to people, like in general, not stepping up, because a lot of it comes down to fear of them being put in harm's way. I think so. It's like everybody at the end of the day, like every human being's core thing is to protect themselves, type stuff. So when it comes to something as serious as that, do you think that's just sometimes why a lot of times it doesn't happen, or is it too much of it's not my business? Is it like you said? Is it clout? Like what? Like
I mean, it's clout when you pull it out and record. Mm-hmm. Like it's different if you just sat there. Like okay, you just sat there, but you pulled it out and recorded it. Mm-hmm. Like this video is gonna live on forever. Her shame is gonna live on forever. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like that's fucked up. So pardon the language, but that's messed up.
Yeah.
And it's like all one person had to do was maybe say something. Maybe push
because now that eyes are on you, now you ain't trying to do nothing.
You know what I'm saying? If you can just go over there and create a separation or just do something. Yeah. But I get it on the other end. Like I'm not just gonna throw my life away for stuff because you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's like done or anything. But still, sometimes it takes that. Like he said earlier, it takes that one person to take something, and then everybody else. How many videos you see of people on a CTA? Yeah. And like someone's wilding out. And then one person's like, yo, can you just chill? And then everybody's like, yeah, like shut up or like sit down or relax. Or
because it's like they'll want to fight the one person. I don't mean to cut you off. No. But 6 or 7, you're like, all right.
I'm not the Power Ranger.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, sometimes it's all it is just trying to make yourself bigger than you are. Mm-hmm. Just because you brought attention to it, oh, maybe I should get up out of here. That simple.
No, facts.
It's that simple sometimes.
It's so wild though. It's human. it's humans, like you said. If it's clout, then that just shows you how dangerous of a drug it is.
If anytime you have to, we talked about this a couple pods ago. Anytime you make a choice to like, okay, instead of saying something, I reached into my pocket, unlocked it, went to the Snapchat or IG. How many steps am I doing?
Yeah, I don't
this
know why
far.
it keeps
You see
going
what I'm
on.
saying?
It's whatever.
Like you're taking a lot of steps to record this when you could have just said something. It's for clout.
Dang.
There's no reason you should have pulled your phone out in that situation. There's no reason. Nobody should have had their phone out in that situation.
Yeah, somebody should have stepped in by the time we got to that point. From one serious thing to another, then we can get back to the lighthearted stuff. Alec Baldwin was on set of a Western he was shooting called Rust, and he shot off a prop, supposed to be a prop gun, and the cinematographer Helena Hutchins passed away. She was killed in the accidental shooting, and it also tragically injured somebody else.
I think
the director was injured.
Wow.
I didn't hit him on the arm or shoulder.
So now people, they're trying to figure out whether or not he may face any type of legal trouble due to it, because it is an accidental shooting, but it's also like, my biggest thing is, how do two people get hit?
Unless after that through.
It had to been through, because once that first one goes off, and you like, oh, whoa.
Unless it wasn't like a pistol or something.
Because, I mean, it's a prop gun, but I don't know. I mean, I've never been on a set, so I don't know how those work.
But they said this gun had been used for, like, target practice before.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, somebody brought that gun in. It was supposed to not add live ammunition.
Wow.
I think a prop gun is just, like, it's like a BB gun with no BBs in it.
It shoots off air type stuff. And like,
or it might shoot out a little plastic pellet that you won't feel or some shit.
So one of the guys that was my co-star for Final Summer, he actually kind of more or less specializes in like on set weaponry and like how to, cause like we had like the cops like had guns. Right. He brought those in and like showed them like, hey, this is X, Y, and Z, how you handle them and stuff like that. This is like kind of what he specializes in. And he actually did a whole video about kind of like how stuff was supposed to go down, and people are trying they're really trying to figure out like if he's gonna face any type of like litigation for it, because it's like, how does this like even happen? This is how Bruce Lee's son died.
Because then I don't think they was filming. I think he was just messing around with it. I think that's what they're saying. It was accidental. Like,
cause I'm trying to figure out how because it's like if you on set, if you're like shooting, there's no reason a cinema photographer should even been in the vicinity to get hit.
You know, it was probably like look at bang situation. It could have been, and then it's like, we wasn't even filming. It's different if it's on camera. Yeah. And he was shooting the scene, we didn't know, but it's a lot of.
And I mean, isn't that the first time that happens? I mean, it's not like saying it's a common occurrence, but I believe Bruce Lee's son. Yeah. That's how he died, and then that other actor, I just pulled it up his name just to make sure I got his name. John Hexum. He had a prop gun with a blank, and he put it to his head, like ha ha ha. But he didn't know a blank, like that close, would kill him, and it killed him. Wow. Obviously. So it's like, it's just a freak accident. So I just hope that she's okay, and I hope Alec Baldwin. I was sending like there was Twitter's gonna Twitter. Yeah. Same thing with like
they
Clout,
made jokes in no time.
Stuff, and they were like making jokes. So I sent a couple of them, but obviously Alec Baldwin's couldn't feel this.
He's gonna go through that.
It's like, and especially because, all right, so I'm gonna read this quick article from the New York Post. I kind of take it with a grain of salt with the New York Post. They were talking about the tragedy that went down, and they were saying the repercussions for Baldwin, the film's executive producer, could even include negligent manslaughter charges, according to Joseph Costa, an attorney at Costa, yada yada. And he said, the lawyer said, as an executive producer, you are in a position of control, and you can get prosecuted criminally. He said, it's the equivalent of drinking and driving, meaning someone may have not intended to cause great harm, but they do. So the fact that this is basically his film, more or less, is like you are responsible for everybody on top of yourself. Right. So it's kind of like this can go over very badly. And I think
it depends more. Not to cut you off, but depends more on the husband.
If he decides to press charge,
or like if he's like more adamant on like, no, this is his fault type thing. Yeah. If he's not, I think they won't, especially because it's a big name. Alec Baldwin's a pretty big name.
Yeah, like when I saw that, I was like, what? Like, what did you like, bro? Like, so it says, hold on, because I want to make sure I read everything correctly. It says Rust director Joel Souza injured on the onset tragedy when Alec Baldwin inadvertently shot and killed the film cinematographer. So the director spoke out because he got hit, and he was just saying like, nothing was Oh, it passed through Hutchins' body. Oh. So yeah, it was one shot. So Sosa himself was hurt in the shooting, according to a report. The bullet, after passing through Hutchins' body, striking his clavicle. So, thoughts and prayers. But it's also like, hopefully it's kind of make sure that Hollywood is more careful with everybody, because it's like already you got to think the stunt people are always at risk, especially actors who do their own stunts.
But the cinematographer,
come on,
you
now.
be like, how you gonna explain she taking pictures?
Like what are you doing taking bullets? Like that, like this that's not supposed to happen at all.
And I don't know if this dude's like a big time director or something, so they might be like, look, you might not recover from this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You got somebody killed.
It's a scarlet letter on your name. Yeah. So even the Deadpool movie, the second one that came out, she was a stunt woman. She passed away in a crash. Like she was like in one of the stunts. And it's like, does that put a scarlet on the movie? Like, so it's like when you, because then does the movie still get to come out? Everybody didn't put their money and time in. Do you still go out and shoot the movie?
Right.
Like it's one of them things. Because a simple and loving memory of don't bring her back.
They don't.
But then again, especially with Hollywood,
the show goes on.
Yeah, the show goes on. That's the biggest saying. So, I mean, things gonna happen.
But with that being said, we are done, to my knowledge, with all the sad stuff. We got some more lighthearted stuff going on, mostly sports. It's gonna be mostly sports related. This actually might end up being what's up?
You want to talk about Boosie before we get?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Boosie Badass.
So Boosie Badass has been wilding on the Twitterverse today.
Yeah.
When does he not?
After Lil Nas X had made a tweet saying that they had a song together, this man lost his top.
My thing is, nobody should be able to get in your mind that easily. Nas,
he was thinking about
literally Lil Nas X's whole basically becoming of age has been trolling. Yeah. He trolled his way. And he's a marketing genius, to his credit, to where he's at. And so
he's the troll king.
Thank you.
And if anything, Boosie, without his knowledge, is helping Lil Nas X get even more popular.
Yeah. Oh man, you know how many white kids ain't never heard of Boosie know about Boosie through Lil Nas X? Yep. Because that's all that ends up trending. Their names are together. Now my thing is this.
Crazy.
My thing is this. For those who, maybe Boosie a little bit older, maybe he don't know how Twitter works. What you can do, Boosie? You can mute certain words. You can mute transgender. You can mute gay. You can mute little, Nas, and X. If you don't want none of those words popping up on your TL, all of these can get muted. You can get rid of LGBT all the way to the 85th A. You can get rid of all of them. Mm-hmm. You don't got to see this on your timeline. So
you know what's hilarious though is because somebody, like, the first comment was like somebody put up a post from Jussie Smollett when he got beat up, and Lil Boosie was like offering all type of support.
Yeah.
And they was like, wait a minute, in his caption, I forgot what it said, but they was like, that was kind of like you on the DL. Like, and I read it, I was like, oh, hold on, Boosie, what you mean you know what he going through? Like, it was something along those lines. So I was like, whoa, and now he's defending it too hard. You attacking it way too hard, bro.
Yeah. My thing is just you either don't say something
or come out.
Oh yeah, it's like you either don't say anything or you joke and be like type. But it's like you've been going out of your way for the past year to just I'm tired of this gay stuff in the community. I'm tired of seeing it in comic book. When the last time you read a comic book? First of all, and it's, I'm tired of
I ain't never heard Boosie talk about Superman.
He ain't never talk about no Robin. You ain't never said nothing about no Tim Drake. Yeah. Come on now.
You ain't even know who that was. You thought that was Drake first.
Man. Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's just like you going out of your way, like you said, to defend it too hard. Whether or not you gay or not, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. So also, I don't go looking for this type of stuff. So it's like I don't get offended by stuff I don't go look for.
Right. I mean, of course you're going to see it because it's Twitter. Yeah. Everybody's retweeting it.
And then your name is involved. So it's a little bit different.
But it's like, I see it, keep it moving.
But you also kind of threw him the lob with all of these, a million other examples of you not liking the gay community. You could have just shut up.
You really could have just been like, man, no. That's really
or nothing at all. Or nothing at all. You could have just left it alone. Like, nobody needs to know your opinion on this.
No. Because we know your opinion on this. Yeah. You keep telling us your opinion on this. He hasn't changed his stance, which I commend him for.
If that's where you are, that's where you are. But it's like,
leave him alone. Leave everybody alone. We don't care anymore.
Thank you.
It's just you. You're the only person that has a problem with it.
And he's the only one that he's gonna keep going there because you're the only one that keeps saying something.
Yeah.
Boosie bad.
Yeah. Boosie bad.
That's the ultimate troll. And it's like Nas, to his credit, and I don't even follow Nas, but a lot of my people that I follow him, so they retweet a lot of his stuff. He ain't said nothing to Boosie up until this point, or about Boosie up until this point.
I think a lot of his antics, and I could be actually wrong, but like are just because like Boosie had something to say, like the pregnant man stuff. I don't know. He could really be thinking like that, but when he came out, it was like, okay, he was gay, but it was like he was like he had a hit song. Yeah, like we can't deny the song was a hit. The song was it's like, okay, but he wasn't extreme. Then it's like, as soon as Boosie started saying it, he was like, all right, I'm going to turn it up.
Flamboyant, like literally.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I was cool. He's gay, like Frank Ocean. Be Frank Ocean gay. That's it.
I think that's what he was.
That's what he was. And then
it's like, Boosie started talking. He was like, I'm going to just turn this gay up to 25.
It's like Boosie.
Honestly, that's what he did.
They're like each other's bat signal. Like when Boosie says something, he's throwing the cape. It's time to do something extreme. Yeah. And it's vice versa. It's the same. You always see them two.
Yeah.
They're the
same. When they're working together, that's crazy.
It's like, I'm whole time.
And there's so much money for Boosie to be made, like with this. It's so much. He can make so much money.
Yeah.
He can make so much money. But I get him. He's stuck with his word. He stand by his gun.
If you're gonna say, yeah, you gotta down that hill. Leave them for alone. Head first. So real quick, like I said, back to sports.
Oh no, we got another one. My bad.
What else?
Wait, we got a curveball.
Are you guys excited for the new Bobby Shmurda next week?
He's dropping?
Dropping an album?
Yeah, on Friday. He just wrote Splash. I don't know if it's an album or a song.
But it's probably gonna be a song.
But it looks like he put like some cover art. It looks like a album cover.
Maybe the single?
Maybe.
Has he released a snippet?
Okay,
would you want to listen to it?
Yeah. Forget it. Okay.
So
with the curveball, a little Shmurda action.
Oh, speaking of snippets, well, I'll do this one after this one.
Oh shit!
We pushing sports.
Forget all the sports.
Forget sports in general.
We got us a pie.
Look at that. We got some stuff to talk about. Okay.
Right. How do you spell Shmurda?
Wait, were we gonna get copyrighted?
Hey, bro, we got like 20 followers. We'll be okay. Smart. That's my wife saying slash. It's smart because it's like you don't want. I'm happy that he's out. I mean,
this is the cover art. Well, I'm showing them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about the Punani. It's probably a single.
Strip club joint, get him some bread real quick.
But it's like cool because you don't need to talk about no more GATs, AKs, or nothing like that. Because you know that they waiting for him to say something that's going to incriminate himself.
Because that sounds like Travis Scott gonna hop on that beat.
He
was rapping low key like Freddie Gibbs for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds. Like,
heartbeat. Wait a minute.
But I don't know, like because Bobby went in and that was pretty. He left us with what 2 songs. Yeah. So hopefully. I hope he does good.
It's like, do enough to make you some money. Don't do nothing that's going to incriminate yourself. Get in, get out.
Yeah. I should have brought this up actually earlier because this goes in with the commentary ruin music. Because and I see in the comment section the feedback ain't popping.
From like 12-year-olds probably.
Probably.
And then it's also, you got to think, he dropped Hot Nigga and Bobby in what, 2014,
I think.
So it's like different era of music type stuff.
That's true.
It's like it's only 7 years ago.
Well, 2013 to 2014, it was 2 different music eras.
And then 2016 just blew everything out the water. Right. And then it was like that allowed so many more people to be creative with their sound.
That freestyle with Lil Uzi and them. That's when the music shifted. Mm-hmm. That's the exact because everybody goes back to this is the worst one ever, and they're running music right now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was the shift.
That freshman list.
That year, that was the shift. That's the most talked about one.
Yeah, they all are.
They for the most
part,
sound.
Yeah, for the most part, they're all like got their own thing in their own right. They've earned they keep after everybody was like, they gonna just burn out. I was like, I don't know nothing about this class.
Because watching it, I was like, oh man, the dude Denzel Curry's gonna be a star.
Yeah,
and then it was Uzi.
He's just good. Like
you see what I'm saying?
Like to people, he's just good. He's not a star to some people. He may have the most lyrical talent, but ain't everybody there for the lyrical talent. But you want something that's gonna make you get that shoulder movement.
What Lil Uzi and 21 Savage, they all the shit people talked about his verse.
Yeah,
and look at him.
He on tour with Cole right now.
Like it's crazy. They defined the genre for the next 10 years.
So it's like that commentary about it not being it. Fine, but it's gonna appeal to somebody. It's gonna appeal to the ones who don't want Shmurda back in jail.
Yeah,
because they know he can't rap about a drive-by
No.
because they looking for you. You already did time for the gangster stuff. You don't got to do that no more. Be a pimp. Rap about being a pimp. Rap about making money. Whatever.
Just stay out the way.
Just stay out of the streets. I'm cool with it. It may not be necessarily my cup of tea, but hey, if it's gonna keep you out of trouble, splash.
More power to you.
More power to you.
Tiger finna be all on that.
He's gonna come with the remix. That does sound like a Tiger
That's
song.
definitely a Tiger feature coming.
And then continuing with leaks, did you guys hear the Kendrick Lamar leak?
Oh
I
yeah,
did.
how did we
You guys-
forget about that?
I enjoyed it. I knew he wasn't gonna drop, but I enjoyed the little leak. He's spitting a little bit of.
I liked it.
Little
enjoyed
K
it.
dot. Wait, what is it? What talk come out? Because you've been the big.
No, I'm not even gonna lie. I liked it. It seems like he's going with that like rich people problems kind of album because that it was like he was real. It was a lot of like he was talking to a therapist almost. And now, so I was like, okay, it's a different sound. So I'm thinking he's like getting adjusted to the
fame
to the fame, and he's got a whole family in now.
Yeah.
So it's
because
like,
even we talk about back to the Damn album when he was talking about like 30 shows a month and I still won't buy me no Lexus. It's like maybe he's now finally getting into this is what fame is.
Yeah.
So I think that may have had a lot to do with why he took so much time off. Because after Damn, it was like you are by far like the guy.
Yeah.
And it's just like if everything is just you doing the British VMAs just knocking everything out the park, that could be a lot for some kid from Compton like just chilling. Like like you say like it's very easy to say on a song, oh I'm the best rapper alive, I'm this, I'm that. But then when it's like people are treating you now as the best rapper alive, you like, whew, wait a minute.
Like you expect
You like
it
dang, like so maybe that is what happened. But I did enjoy the snippet. I think whatever he has coming, I'm gonna be looking forward to it for sure.
I'm gonna check it out.
100%.
So I think it'll be a lot of fun. Before we get to sports entertainment, have you checked out Dune? Because I know your baby does.
Oh no, I haven't seen it yet.
So it's on HBO,
Max, right?
so we can all watch that and
I'm
do a
gonna have to
review on that. I think it's based off a book. I'm not gonna read the book clearly.
I heard that's like one of the biggest cult classic things.
Dune?
Dune is like it's got a following like Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's the first time I heard it.
People like Dune. I worked with a dude and he was like, yeah, man, like they got the 3 books and it's a whole community. It's like that Dune is big.
We gotta check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. That's when
The
I
original.
That's when I went to go see Venom, and I texted you guys like, "Yo, just when I thought Zendaya couldn't get better, now she got blue eyes. What's going on? What's going on?"
Now, so
I was sure.
Going to keeping with movies, did you guys check out the new Batman trailer?
yes.
Ridiculous.
Finally,
Oh, man.
finally.
Show
After all
out
of
Zoe
this time.
Kravitz,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
I mean,
man.
Queen.
Gotham would have just been on fire. I'm sorry.
Anybody Kravitz.
Man,
Those are good looking people.
The whole
I'm
family
not
just, the whole family just
Those
does
are
well.
good
Something
looking
about the
people.
genes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
Exciting.
I'm
What do
definitely-
y'all think is going? What are y'all expecting from the Batman movie?
They say it's a detective story.
He's actually being a genius.
It's like a whole detective,
Which I
story.
enjoy.
That's gonna be
I-
because
good.
he hasn't been he hasn't been smart, relatively speaking. Like he had a moment with the when he did
It was all
with
the
the Joker,
gadgets.
but it was like
And it was like, oh,
it was Lucius Fox. Like Morgan Freeman was the genius behind all of this.
like looking back, I was like, man, why don't you use this people watching thing more often? Then I was like, oh, I see why you don't use that because that was crazy.
Yeah. So it was one of those things. I think that this Batman movie is gonna be good.
I think so. It's kind of got me hyped. I want to watch.
It took a minute,
Batman.
but it feels like an actual like a detective noir movie. He just happens to have a lot of gadgets,
Yeah.
and I can get with
Well,
that.
I don't know. I've seen him using a lot of fists.
Oh, he was no fisticuffs. I'm down with all of
I'm
that.
definitely
Enjoys
down for the
I'm down with the fist.
for the Cedric Diggory fisticuffs.
Noses will be broken.
that Tony Baker skibbity pap. I'm down. I want all the skibbity paps. But so I think it's gonna be a hit for sure. This one's coming out
June, right?
Only in the movies. They was like, ain't no HBO Max for this one, dog.
I'm gonna go. We gotta try to go see that.
Y'all niggas gonna be in theaters watching this.
Let's try and go see that.
So yeah, facts. Cause especially because he's going against the Riddler, so that's detective work, like to a T.
Yeah.
The Riddler was done by Jim Carrey, but they was like he was more kind of like almost like a Joker because he was too funny.
He would kill the Joker now, especially
Him or William Dafoe.
I always thought DiCaprio would make a good Joker.
You think so?
But I was like, I can't see him raising a fist at nobody. Like, can you see DiCaprio beating somebody up?
No.
Shooting, he would just be a shooter.
You see what I'm saying? But I thought he could make a good one. Maybe even a good Riddler. I always thought Andre 3000 would have made a good Riddler.
I was thinking Andre 3000 for the longest could be a good Riddler, like for sure.
Just
trying
the
to think.
clothes.
He even has
just
the body frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's skinny, and it's like
And he can act a little
like
bit.
he can act. When he talks like
in riddles.
yeah, like really, like that's literally
in real life and in
yeah, it's really what he be doing. Like, where are we at? Well,
He
we
gonna
are
be playing the flute outside of Arkham Asylum. Batman's gonna, what's wrong with you?
It's like I'm just playing
just
my
here,
flute.
bro.
And it's Jordans.
Hospitals blowing up all over the place. Like, what's going on?
But yeah, man, I'm well, I shouldn't say actually because I've been excited, but I'm really excited for movies again. They're making a turn for the better, especially with everything.
Seems like the world's opening back up a little bit.
Oh yeah,
It's been open.
It's been open, but
Yeah,
it's like I
Lollapalooza.
think everybody's kind of like accepted it now. Because
Yeah.
at first it was like, why are you guys back outside? And it was like, oh, this outside's not that
Yeah.
bad. It's like, no, just wear your mask, stay away from me, and I'll stay away from you, and we good.
It just got real expensive to be outside.
Yeah,
did.
it did. Like really quick.
ridiculous
Gas was like, oh, we back? Okay.
Gas was $2.75. Try $3.49. I
Man,
was,
what?
oh man.
I was delivering in Naperville today, and I saw $3.25. I was like, I need to move out here.
Yeah.
Like,
Give me a
Don't
KFC
say-
bucket and fill it up.
'cause this
They
is
said gas was looking like a GPA score.
no, this is bro. Out
I
in the
need
city.
that. What is it? The remedial gas?
Yeah.
No, man,
Academic probation gas.
no, thanks. Because I was out in luckily I didn't have to fill up, but I was out in the city over by like I think in Ogden or something by Ogden, and it was like 4, like everything was 4. I was
Yeah.
like, oh no,
Now it's even worse in Cali.
They
Cali
got
pushing
like
five.
Here,
$6.
$5.
I'm
yeah.
like, bro, you couldn't, man. Look, when this acting thing take
I'd
off,
be
y'all niggas
walking.
gonna have to fly me out because I'm not living in
Facts.
Cali. I will send a E
Well, I mean,
audition.
that's what Chance did. He moved to Cali and he moved back.
Nigga, he was all, yeah, I just had to come back home. Nah, you saw them gas prices.
Yeah.
That's
Them
true.
gas prices.
It's like,
Same thing with Herbo. He had moved out and then he moved back.
Yeah, it's too expensive.
Yeah, I'm cool.
It ain't worth it, bro. It's
And
People
not.
gotta
thought,
deal
yeah,
with
people
fire?
thought Chicago.
And then
was
yeah, the
expensive.
city on fire every other day.
I'm like, I'm not gonna be dealing
The
with this.
smog.
The school,
I deal with traffic and a forest
come
fire.
on now.
Come on.
The
This is
sky be
crazy.
orange, like bro.
Like no.
Yeah.
Like I'm good. You can have that. I don't even want it. But
That's crazy.
the sky just be on fire, bro.
Like man. Oh man, that one kid that set the whole damn
With the
works.
fireworks.
That kid is.
That nigga started Armageddon.
Oh man, he got just so many felonies on him.
Oh yeah, his
man.
family had to pay so many fines, bro.
Bro, there's not enough money to pay those fines. He burned out the whole ecosystem, bro.
So this is where your uncle. They gonna
That's
just down the line.
dishonorable
Yeah.
discharge.
This is where your uncle got disowned because he just like the whole ozone layer is gone now.
Yeah.
This whole hole right here,
Like he's gonna be a part of history. He's the Chicago Fire.
literally.
He's the
Facts.
cow that kicked over the lantern. That's what that kid is.
That's
burned down
ridiculous. You burned down
You
California
burned-
for some fireworks.
At a gender reveal, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, it was that gender reveal party, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey,
Set
for the
the whole
clout.
country-
This is why your uncle doesn't come around anymore.
The gender reveals are for the cloud. They do it for the gram.
I-
One of my managers was talking about like, yeah, I just went to a pumpkin patch. It was like $100 or something like that, or like the amount of money that was spent there was like 100. And he's like, I literally did this so my girlfriend could get her Instagram captions. Her Instagram photos. I was like, dog,
Nah.
this is a nice place in the skyline downtown.
Per usual,
Take the
Clout is a
train.
dangerous drug because ain't
You
nowhere
take
in the
train
world.
at the 225. You straight, bro. You know.
That's
these
wild.
IG
Bro,
pics
you
off.
know when it's like, man, people be, man, this can't take me back to the 6-year vacation. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Bro,
Like,
people
nobody
was,
care. We saw that picture 6 years ago.
niggas have finally let go of 2016 as a year.
And see, I missed all of 2016, so I never got
you was
the
in the
hype.
hospital.
Yeah, I was in and out of my stuff, so I was like, I didn't get it. 2019 was my year. That's when I had took off.
2019 was good for me too.
2019
But it was
was
just one of them like every time I see a tweet where they like take me back, I'm like, bro, you are 27 years old. Why are you still crying about a 2016?
Yeah.
Bro, let it go. The music is still very much here. You can go
Yeah, you
listen.
can just listen.
You can search the music up.
It ain't like it was a big, like generational gap from 2016 to now. It ain't been but 5 years.
Come on
6
now,
years.
bro. Yeah, like bro, let it go, please. You'll be okay. It's you'll be okay.
And 4 years from now, we're gonna hear the same thing for 2021, cause Cole dropped, Drake dropped,
was a great year.
Kanye
Yeah.
dropped, and if Kendrick ends up dropping,
It'll be, yeah.
it's gonna be the same exact
2021
thing.
was a good year for me. Honestly.
Tyler
I can say
2021
that.
was good. It's not finishing the world's greatest, but it was good.
Yeah. It had a good summer. My
My summer,
Yeah, my
was
summer
good.
was great.
It was great. I had a
First
great
day of
summer.
fall, I
Very
was
good.
like, you
Yeah.
had too
Luckily,
much fun.
my birthday was warm, so I was like cool. But like literally, like the week after, God was like, "All right, I did my part." I'm like, man, because it hit 40. I was like,
What you mean it's 40? It's October.
Like, what are you doing? Like,
they didn't get a 70 day? They couldn't get 60?
It did 40 and gloomy in no time. I'm like, 55. God, what are you doing? Like
we missed a little bit of time.
What was in between? I just walked outside and the leaves was just already on the ground. I'm like, I didn't get a chance to see them fall yet.
It's one tree I noticed coming home from work. It's on the block. It's just like stripped. I'm like, it's cracked in half. It ain't got no leaves on it. I'm like, what hit this tree?
Like, they had bills to pay or something.
Because every other tree is still alive and green. Yeah. This one was just like, nah. It cracked in half, burnt. I'm like, what the hell happened to this tree?
Niggas was fist fighting it.
I don't even know. It's some act of God struck this tree. Because ain't no tree residue or nothing. This tree is just like burnt. Like it simultaneously combusted from the inside or something.
It just gave up.
Take a look. When you walk, you'll see it. It's just like there. No leaves, no ashes, no nothing.
It just gave up.
It just gave up and rotted. It was like, what did you do to yourself? You set yourself on fire? Like, what
dang, homie.
In high school, you was the man,
homie. Speaking of, my bad.
Go ahead.
I don't like sports. No, speaking of, it's Halloween time. Do you guys do anything or?
Nah, I never celebrated Halloween growing up, and so it's like, because my girl actually asked me, she was like, when we have kids, like, what do you think of Halloween? I'm like, I'll just buy them a bunch of candy. Like, cause especially if we end up living in the city, I'm like, ain't no trick or treating. Yeah. Y'all, I will go to Walgreens the day after. Y'all can have all the candy in the world, bounce off the wall.
Especially in the city.
Send y'all to your grandma.
Like, because in the city, trick or treating is trash. One, you're walking house to house. 90% of houses ain't giving out candy, and then the other, the 20%, 10% that do give out candy, it's trash candy.
Or it's not a lot of candy.
That's right.
Milky Ways.
Yeah, we would always drive to the suburbs.
Yeah, like Westchester was a lick for people. I heard
Forest Park right up here.
Forest Park was a lick for you. Oh yeah.
Because I used to live on 2nd, so it was I just crossed the bridge, trick or treat, do about 4-5 blocks, come back, call it a day.
Yeah, but speaking real quick on my girl and whatnot. Wedding planning has been going underway, fellas. I remembered why I said I was gonna have to be the bad guy. I was talking to my homies about it earlier, and it was because it was somebody that they was trying to invite that I had. I'm just telling the truth. So I don't want to call them racist, but the first experience I had with them felt racist. It was her aunts. It was her aunts, a little bit older.
No, it definitely. They're definitely racist.
So her father's turning 50, and he's the baby. So that kind of gives you like a glimpse of how old the sisters are.
Certified.
So I met them. I met them like a year or so.
These are just jokes.
No. Me and her have talked. So she was like,
she was probably like,
but I don't want to just like have everybody thinking that my girl got racist family members. She has a select few.
Everybody's got a select few.
Yeah. So I went. The first time we met, they was like very dismissive. It was just like, I was like, all right, I see what it's gonna be, and I was like, cool. Now I'm not knowing then and there that I'm about to marry their niece, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna have that in the back of my mind, in case. So lo and behold, I proposed. We getting married. Now we looking at venues. We looking at our list. My list is more or less done. I obviously got y'all on it, got my homies on it and everything. So her mom, because her mom wants to be Miss Peacemaker, want to be nice with everybody, tried to put the aunts on the list. I don't even know what came over me. I was just like, no. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And she was like,
you were probably provide pictures with each name, so you know who this person is.
So I was just like flat. I was like, nah. And then she was like, oh well, it would be it's good to give them, a second chance. I'm like, I'm a Christian. I'm all about forgiveness and giving second chances. Them niggas ain't giving me a first chance. Yeah. So like, what I like trying to be the bigger man at my own wedding? We can do that at a family reunion or something. Right. You're not finna come into my venue that I'm putting money down for.
And I feel the way about it.
Yeah, like nah, forget that.
And you're paying for the food. And
thank you. So I said that, but then I checked myself because I was eating, so I was gradually getting in a good mood. So I was like, you know what? If B wants to waste her half of the invitations on inviting them, more power to it. But they not. No, I'm not. Yeah. No. If it's up to me, they're not gonna be there.
It's coming out their pocketbook.
Yeah. So B sat there. She was like, no, like I don't want nobody that's gonna give us bad energy. Yeah. Now mind you, these are her father's sisters.
Give you
her daddy
eyes.
Walked in and was like, all right, they're not coming there.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Rico, that's right.
That's right. You right.
I said they wasn't coming. Right. I know it's hurting y'all feelings, but I just had to
get it off my chest. I had to.
Like, we agreeing with you because I told y'all to agree with me. That's why.
Be like, you can calm down. They're agreeing. I know. Oh, okay. All right.
Because they didn't want to see what happened if they didn't.
No, yeah. So it was that's why I said I was going to have to be the bad guy. Yeah. But yeah, overall,
That seemed like a general consensus.
Yeah, the experience hasn't been bad. Honestly, we pretty sure we've agreed on the spot. We're just trying to get a DJ locked down and a photographer locked down. But overall, everything is basically coming together. It's looking like maybe September of next year. Because like I told y'all, I'm not trying to have a long engagement. Yeah. Go ahead and get married so we can start our family type stuff. I'll be 26 next year. I think I'm in a good spot. I want to start my family. Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, I mean, it moves differently. It moves fast. But I knew for me personally, I didn't want to start having kids at 30 if I could help it. Right. Yeah. If I couldn't help, like if I don't find somebody to, okay, it is what it is.
Shots fired.
No.
He looked at me when he said that.
No, I mean, I feel like I found my person. I'm like, I want this to be the person I have my family with. So I'm like, I'm not finna sit here and wait. Yeah. So that's how I felt about that. So we, it's looking pretty good. I'm excited for it. Hopefully, the weather permitting, God has given me another great early fall, nice 85-degree weather type deal. But I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think I'm just looking forward to it. I did my best to not let anything stress me. My invitations, I'm like, I only folded on 3, and 2 of them was because they was elders. I didn't know them as well, so I didn't write them down initially. So my mom was like, "Oh, you should probably add them, just to see if they come." Yeah, the matriarch type stuff. And then one of them was my cousin. I love her, but she kind of filled with drama. And the only reason I invited her was because she lives with my grandmother and my aunt, who I also invited. Yeah. So it's like I can't. You
can't leave her out.
Fine, I'll fold on that one too. Yeah. But it was like everybody else was like people I knew I wanted there. Yeah. And I was telling P, I'm like, you can't be a people pleaser with this one. Because if I have issues with somebody, I'll square up in my wedding. I don't care.
This is gonna be a 600-person wedding.
Like,
no.
Give in. Rico, I put my foot down. I was like, ain't no 650. We capping at 600.
As of right now, the count is like I think 132 or something like that. So we not too many, not too few. The folks we really care about are gonna be there.
That's 120 people.
Damn. So
right there.
Have to be masked
but yeah, before we finish up, see now look at it. We're 51 minutes. Now we can just get sports in and out.
Get in and out.
So
everyone's tired of Ben Simmons.
As of today, real quick, as of today, the Bulls are they're playing right now. So I don't know, but the Bulls are great. The Bulls are
How
good.
about them Bulls?
The Bulls look good.
They look amazing.
Now
82-0. I called it.
You did call it. Now, so as a caveat, they are going against teams who were under 500 last year. So, but the Bulls are also under 500
Detroit
last
year. Got 17 Hall of Famers on their team right now.
Maybe they only got 17 Hall of Famers in their history. But as of right now, the Bulls do look good. The only issue that I think we may run into is just we're small.
Bigger teams are
bigger teams. We foul a lot. So it's kind of like, but we're able to switch a lot too.
We get a lot of steals.
We got quick hands and our arms are long. So it's kind of like, we'll look good. Transition, we immaculate.
Yeah, our transition game is insane.
3-point shot, we looking really good. Even Lonzo shooting with confidence.
Yeah.
Caruso out there making a highlight reel every other day.
Locking people
up. So we looking really good. Zach is gonna do what Zach do. DeMar gonna do what DeMar do. Yeah. They're coexisting really well. Your turn, my turn. Your turn, my turn. Oh,
everybody eats.
Cause like Zach went off for 20 in 6 minutes. Yeah. Last game.
It's like feed the high hand.
He was like feed the high hand. Ain't nobody selfish on the team. He had 36. DeMar still got his 25.
Lonzo had a triple-double.
We can do this every day. I'm cool with that.
That's all we need from Ben Simmons.
That's all we need.
That's all Ben Simmons. It's crazy 17, 10, and 10. That's all we need.
And there's not a lot of big egos on the team. Because, like, with Vucevic, he went from the Magic, dropping 30, 15 rebounds a game.
To 15 to 15.
So, 15. He has, like,
he fits his
no
role.
problem with it. Lonzo, same thing. No problem being the fourth guy.
And being the man facilitator. The ball's going to be in your hands. Because that was one thing they were saying, like, that he kind of fell out of love with New Orleans with. It was like you guys have more so turned me into a 3 because you want the ball in Zion's hands or Brandon's hands to do everything. It's like I'm a point guard. Right. I am a 6'6" point guard. I'm a point guard who grew to be 6'6" type stuff. No, what I am is a facilitator and a great defender, and the Bulls are allowing him to do that, which is great. More power to us. I can see the Bulls getting 5 or 6 seed. Probably to the second round too. I think they can knock somebody off.
I think they can take the Knicks.
Yeah, we could take the Knicks.
We have to find out. We play them next week. So
I think we take the Hawks.
The Hawks, we'll see.
Miami's the one. Miami and Milwaukee.
Miami can scare a lot of people.
Because we match up all right against Brooklyn.
We don't match up against KD and James Harden, especially because you got the playoffs. The ball is in their hands. Yeah, it's their hands to get out the way.
But it's like if they gonna kill you, then
but that's two
That's
two top 75 players of all time.
But James Harden in the playoffs, I don't know.
He got a rep.
And he may get hurt, so it's like now.
So praying everybody stays healthy.
I want everybody to be
should
healthy.
be nice this year.
Facts.
Very nice.
All in all, though, who y'all got winning it all?
The Bulls.
If the Lakers stay healthy and get it together, they might lose in 5 to the Bulls.
If the Bulls, if something tragic happens and the Bulls can't make the game, I have the Bucks winning it all. I think.
Yeah,
you think they're gonna repeat?
I think the Bucks are gonna repeat.
Repeating.
Honestly,
I can see
especially with all the drama in Brooklyn and all the drama in Philly. It just basically makes them the shoe runner for the East.
Yeah,
and then the West,
Miami, man.
The West beats each other up entirely too much. They be just getting there on one leg by the time they get to the. This ain't the bubble.
It ain't gonna be Portland.
I mean, get free Dame. Dame needs to free himself.
Even though he's not top 75.
If Dame would have asked, we was going to talk about that. If Dame would have asked to be traded, they would have let him go. But real quick, before we get to top 75 all time, let's touch real quick on Ben Simmons and get it up out of there. The Sixers have welcomed him back with more or less open arms. They had a talk. This is the day after the nigga came in, was like, I feel sore, and walked out of a workout.
That fake back injury.
Whatever happened.
Spinal.
He had a talk with the front office, and basically everybody took blame for their part and kind of like the disheveledness of how stuff went down. Sixers was like, we shouldn't have bad-mouthed you. Ben Simmons was like, I probably should have played better and been a better player. Yeah. Then his team was like, we shouldn't have kind of thrown you under the bus like we did. Joel Embiid was like, hey, this is after the day after saying I don't care about that dude. But I think a lot of this had to do with the initial anger.
I mean, he's emotional. Like, bro, we in this together. Yeah. Now you flaking.
So Ben Simmons has said that he won't be back until he's mentally prepared. I was like, okay, all right, bro. So, but I'm curious what him mentally prepared looks like. Are you going to be more aggressive? Are you just going to be passive, trying to make everybody happy, be like, oh, we're friends again type stuff? Because you got to get up out of there eventually. Yeah. But it's like,
you can't stay. You burnt them bridges.
But it's like, how well
the fans are gonna boo you regardless, no matter how many times Joel Embiid
Joel can only go to a mic so many times before it's like, all right.
Then they're gonna want to hear from you at one point. They're gonna be like, "What? You gonna turn down the interview?"
Yeah, because you know they're gonna ask you.
They're gonna ask him.
You know they are.
Because the more you duck and dodge it, they're gonna. All right. We want to talk to him. We want to hear what's going on.
We gotta hear what happened.
We gotta hear it. We gotta hear it from you.
You can't not say something.
Right.
It's just one of them things. So I'm curious. We'll see what happens whenever everybody gets back together. But let's finish off with the top 75 of all time list. There were some people who I personally didn't think should be. I shouldn't say it was one person I for sure didn't think should be on there. It was a couple I was surprised was on there, and it was a couple people who were left off that I'm surprised. First thing, why do I keep hitting this? First things first. NBA, don't be soft. Yeah. It's top 75. Don't do a cop out and be like, oh, there was a tie, so we got to have 76. No. Who was better than the other one?
Yeah.
Put your foot down and say who should have been on the list, okay?
Who was 75 and 76?
They don't have a number. Oh. But I'm assuming, if I had to guess, I think it was probably Dame and AD.
Yeah.
Neither one of them should have been on that list.
I for sure don't think AD should have been on. I don't see how AD gets on there before Dwight Howard.
It's one of those recency bias type
But
things. And then AD has been pushed and marketed.
Because it's a lot of people, like as much as you say, but it's AD not the world's greatest power forward. Like I didn't see him.
He's not the league's best power forward.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like I would see more of. I mean, like what have you done? Luka done more than you. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I.
Jokic at least won an MVP.
Jokic won an MVP. All MVPs should be in the Hall of Fame.
That's how I feel.
You was the best player in the world at one point.
Yeah. I can understand because everybody was, well, D Rose and Jokic is the only MVPs not on the list. I understand why. D Rose prime was short because of injury or non-existent really because he did what he did without having a true prime is ridiculous in my opinion. And Jokic he's just getting started. So if this list was maybe 5 years down the line, I don't see how Jokic isn't on that list.
But then you look at top 25. I mean, at the next 25 years when they do 100, like who stays, who goes. Me and my brother have this conversation.
But see, the thing is, the NBA doesn't want. The NBA is not going to boot anybody off. They'll just keep adding people. They won't. The niggas just had 76 on a 75 person list. They're not booting nobody off.
Well, I mean,
so everybody that was on that 50 list stayed on the 50 list. And
so you add 25.
My homie Kiwanis, to his credit, he said something. He was like, I hate that they added folks before the ABA-NBA merger. In my opinion, the list should be from maybe Dr. J on. Because it's like, or obviously you got to include Wilt and Bill Russell. But they was in the NBA, so it's kind of like cool. But like, anybody from like maybe 70s on should be, because it's like, why are you still giving credit to somebody in the 60s?
Why you
who
John,
probably wouldn't make a team nowadays?
John Havlicek.
They're already
I saw his name and I was like, no way.
John.
They're already in the Hall of Fame. Cool, they're already there. But it's like, you got to be realistic. Russell Westbrook is dropping 80 a game on anybody in the 60s.
You can't tell me 10 people that's better than John Havlicek.
Facts.
You can't tell me. Come on, John. He was a 6'5" small forward. Come on.
The fact you even knew that, because I didn't know that at all.
He's a dog on 2K. I always run my 2K. But it's like, no, but it's like, bro, come on. Like, Jerry West is the man. It's some of them people that was just the man.
Yeah.
But like Boston.
Jerry, Bill, Wilt.
It's like, bro.
Bob Cousy.
You got all them Lakers on there. Bob Cousy was the man. I ain't gonna lie.
I didn't get a chance.
He was good. But it's like, you got all, like, out of the 15 people on that Celtics teams, like, what, 8 or 9 of them in the Hall of Fame? Like, come on. All them dudes not Hall of Fame. You played on a Hall of Fame team.
Yeah.
But you wasn't. Like, B.J. Armstrong got an all-star game. I mean, like.
He do. But see, it's just like, okay, so, in my opinion, people who I think should not have been left off: Dwight Howard, Klay Thompson, and actually, for whatever reason, I'm drawing a blank. But for sure, those two should have been on the list.
Clay should have been on
Klay should have for sure been on the list.
He's a top 10
You was
shooter.
just talking saying he wasn't a top 75.
I said that for Clay?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I thought it was Pierce.
Yeah.
I said Pierce shouldn't have been on there.
Yeah, you
but then
were
you was also saying Klay shouldn't have been on there.
Oh,
Clay
maybe.
should have
That's
been
dope.
No, I said
Clay a top 10 shooter.
No, I
guard
said
of
Dame
all
shouldn't have
time.
been on there.
Dame
That's all I
shouldn't have been on there.
That's all I was
Okay,
talking about.
I'll give you that then.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
fault. I
No,
apologize.
Dame shouldn't have been on there. Or AD.
I honestly don't think Paul Pierce. I have nothing against Paul Pierce. He's not a top 75 player of all time. He's better. I don't even think he's a top 10 Celtic.
Well, who are your 10 Celtics?
He's definitely top 10.
I should have came with a list because I apologize.
I mean, no specific order.
He's top 5 Celtics.
You
You got Bird, McHale,
Parrish.
Russell. I'm not putting Parrish.
Parrish was a Hall of Famer with the Celtics.
Yeah, if you average 8 points for 70 years,
I don't know
of course
what, I don't know
be
what,
on there.
I don't know what his number is.
I don't know.
I don't know what his number.
Yeah, no.
He's on the 75 list.
He shouldn't be. Oh, man.
But
you
like,
know what I'm saying?
But like, I have nothing.
Then who you going to put? Havlicek, Cousy, okay, Garnett, Pierce.
But does that even, okay, so all right, say he is.
I'm not putting Jason Tatum up there yet. He ain't got no ring.
I mean, fair. But like,
Kyrie?
my thing, I wouldn't put Kyrie up there either. I personally wouldn't put Kyrie up there. And it's not even nothing necessarily against his, it's just like.
He was never able to lead a team.
It was like you were, I don't know, it's a lot. But Paul Pierce, I don't see how he's the top 75. Nah. Top 100?
Paul Pierce
maybe.
had the Celtics on his back for like 7 years.
And didn't do nothing with it.
KG and Ray.
I mean, look, it was LeBron and them out
he was there.
Orlando was out there. It
He
was a
was
lot
there.
of
But
people.
I'm saying,
but
though,
he was still the man,
listen, though. What you just said, he had all the excuses in the world. Why? LeBron James got Mo Williams to a final. Not Mo Williams. Boobie Gibson to a finals now.
Yeah, but
he had Shannon Brown in the finals.
Yeah, but LeBron is top 3. I'm not saying Paul Pierce is top 3. I'm saying he's top 75.
But what I don't think he's top 75 personally, and that's really just got to do with the fact that yes, did he have good numbers? Yes, I will not. But when you look at just like, okay, you had 2 great runs. You had the one you beat Kobe with. Then when you went back and Kobe whooped y'all, Kobe went off, but he beat y'all. But it's like you look at Pierce. Pierce had great numbers. Pierce had great games. But it's like that nigga not a top 75 player. You can tell the history of the NBA and leave Paul Pierce out of.
He had a mean step back.
Everybody had a mean step back nowadays.
Is he better than Mitch Richmond? Yeah. I think, did they put him on the
I don't
top
think
75?
nobody from Run TMC was top 75.
Really?
Chris Mullins didn't make it in. And people were saying that was another person.
Chris Mullins not better than
the 90s
Klay
niggas
Thompson.
said the 90s niggas said Chris Mullins should have made it in.
Yeah, not over Klay Thompson.
I mean, I'm not disputing that, but there was a couple niggas. I mean, you still got an AD spot. Well, AD probably got filled by Dwight. So
this list was it was the 50 list, and they just added 25 more people, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because they had to add Kobe,
niggas from late 90s up to now, because the top 50 list was 96, I think. 6. Yeah. So they just went.
And see, there's a lot of recency bias because I feel like there's a lot of 2000s players that got left out, like Vince Carter got left out, T-Mac.
That's not surprising.
No, they shouldn't have been on.
I don't see what
Grant Hill.
Grant Hill didn't do enough.
He's
one of my favorite players.
But it's one of those things. It's like with T-Mac and Vince Carter.
There's no Yao Ming.
You guys were. I mean,
Yao Ming shouldn't have been up there. Let's stop.
Well, NBA players now, but like what he did for like basketball as a sport, that's one thing. But it's like you talking about NBA
stuff. He should be top 75.
But it's like with somebody like a T-Mac or a Vince Carter, they were great
They never did anything.
Never did nothing. You were
T-Mac,
great dunkers. You were athletic and could score.
T-Mac scored what? 11 points in 13 seconds in Game 7
That was
of the NBA season. You see what?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I mean.
Like Game 7 of the regular season.
Yeah.
Oh, he did this against Tim Duncan. This was November. Let's not forget. This is in November.
Was Tony Parker left out to y'all?
Tony a Euros. That'd be just because Euro. He's a great baller, but not all time.
People were saying Manu got left out, but he was always off the bench. He was always more regarded as.
So was I think Parrish was. Mikal definitely was.
Parrish was the man. He played on. Well, not Parrish. Never Parrish.
Mikal was a baller, but he played off
the
the bench because it was convenient for the team. It worked for what the team was going to do.
True.
So it's kind of like it was one of them things where because you got to have 85 different Lakers and 85 different Celtics on there, you can only make room for so many people.
Yeah, they had a whole Laker team. So I was like, come on. Like I know they were Showtime.
From Showtime, it should have been what? Magic, Worthy, and Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah. But they were the top 50 though.
But then
so it's kind of like unless you're gonna boot some top 50 niggas out, which you can make the debate that you could, but then it's like, but see the thing is, the NBA is so scared to make people mad. You can't rightfully, or in to the family's opinion, boot somebody that played in black and white out because now it's like, oh, now he's not all the numbers that he did against. These are literal plumbers that everybody want to say Jordan was playing against. These are legit 5'9" dudes that was MVPs and stuff. Come on, man.
I mean, of course the talent is better, but like you said, it's a respect thing. It's like, hey, they were here from the beginning. We can't just, George Mike and, the Laker.
He got his own drill.
Yeah.
He got his own drill now.
The Laker. I'm pretty sure Tim Duncan would give him all he wanted and some.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts. It is what it is. Is there anything else before we get out of here?
Was Dirk on the list?
He better been.
Yeah, Dirk knows.
Yeah, Dirk had to be on the list. I think Jason Kidd was on the list, so there's no way Jason get on there and Dirk don't. Was Steve on the list? Steve Nash?
Steve Nash was on the list. Yeah, he was.
He was on
there.
Yeah,
my fault. We're going to close on that note. Is there anything else before we get out of here?
On there.
No, that's
all right. We thank you guys for tuning in to yet another exhilarating installment of the Friendly Fire podcast. If you guys have any questions, DM us, friendly_fire, or email us at friendlyfire2021@gmail.com. Once again, friendlyfire2021@gmail.com. Send your MP3s or any music, spoken word, whatever art you got, email it to us. If we like it, it's going to go at the end of our podcast.
Ask us a question.
Ask us questions. Whatever you want to know, we can answer. On behalf of my boys, I am Rico, G-Baby, Zoo, Friendly Fire. Be blessed.